Have you ever heard of a man who knew infinity? Not just as a concept, but as a friend. A man who, with no formal training, could conjure up mathematical formulas so profound, so otherworldly, that even the greatest minds of his time struggled to comprehend them. This is the story of Srinivasa Ramanujan, a name that echoes through the halls of mathematics like a mystical chant, a self-taught genius from a small town in India who saw the universe in numbers. Our story begins in 1887 in Erode, Tamil Nadu, India. Born into a poor Brahmin family, Ramanujan's childhood was humble, but his mind was anything but. From a very young age, he was utterly captivated by mathematics. It wasn't just a subject for him. It was his language, his playground, his entire world. While other kids were playing outside, Ramanujan was devouring any math book he could get his hands on. By the age of 12, he had completely mastered advanced trigonometry, a feat that would be remarkable for a college student, let alone a young boy. But he didn't just learn what was already known. He started creating his own mathematics, developing his own theorems, scribbling his discoveries on scraps of paper, his mind racing far ahead of the established curriculum. His teachers were baffled. Sometimes he'd solve problems in ways they had never seen. Other times, he'd ask questions that left them speechless. He was a prodigy, a force of nature, and his journey had only just begun. At age 16, Ramanujan won a scholarship to the Government Arts College in Kumbakonam. This should have been his big break, the launching pad for a brilliant academic career. But there was a problem. Ramanujan's obsession with mathematics was so all-consuming that he couldn't bring himself to focus on anything else. English, history, physiology, they were all just distractions from his true passion. He would spend hours lost in his numerical world, neglecting his other studies entirely. Inevitably, he failed his exams and lost his scholarship. He tried again at another college, but the result was the same. What followed were years of immense hardship. Without a college degree, Ramanujan couldn't find a respectable job. He was plunged into poverty, often on the brink of starvation, drifting from place to place. Yet, through all this struggle, his mathematical flame never flickered. He continued his work, isolated from the academic world, filling notebook after notebook with his incredible findings. He amassed thousands of results, theorems, identities, equations that were unlike anything anyone had ever seen. The catch? He rarely included formal proofs. For Ramanujan, the results were divinely inspired, whispered to him by his family goddess. The how and why seemed almost secondary to the breathtaking what. These notebooks became his sacred texts, a testament to a mind operating on a completely different plane of existence. By 1930, Ramanujan was a young man working as a low-level clerk in Madras, his genius still largely unrecognized. But his friends and colleagues saw the spark. They knew he was special and urged him to share his work with the world. So, with their encouragement, Ramanujan did something that would change the course of modern mathematics. He drafted a letter. He sent it, along with a portfolio of his mind-bending theorems, to 3 prominent British mathematicians at the University of Cambridge. 2 of them dismissed it out of hand, probably thinking it was the work of a crank. The 3rd recipient was G.H. Hardy, one of the leading mathematicians of the era. Hardy's initial reaction was also skeptical. The letter was from an unknown Indian clerk, filled with bizarre-looking formulas and no proofs. Some of the results were familiar, others seemed wrong, but some were unlike anything he had ever encountered. He almost threw the letter away, but something made him pause. That evening, he sat down with his brilliant collaborator, J.E. Littlewood, to re-examine the papers. As the hours ticked by, their skepticism slowly melted away, replaced by a sense of awe and then utter astonishment. They realized they weren't looking at the ramblings of a madman. They were looking at the work of a genius of the highest caliber, a natural talent on the level of giants like Euler or Gauss. Hardy famously said that the theorems must be true, because if they were not true, no one would have the imagination to invent them. The world of mathematics was about to meet its most mysterious master. Hardy knew he had to bring Ramanujan to England. It took some convincing, as Ramanujan, a devout Brahmin, was hesitant to cross the ocean. But eventually, in 1914, he arrived at the prestigious and hallowed grounds of Cambridge University. What followed was one of the most fascinating and fruitful collaborations in the history of science. It was a complete clash of worlds. On one side was Hardy, the polished Cambridge academic, a rigorous logician and an atheist who believed in the cold, hard certainty of proof. On the other was Ramanujan, the intuitive, deeply religious mystic who received his ideas in flashes of divine inspiration. Hardy tried to teach Ramanujan the principles of modern mathematical rigor, the necessity of step-by-step proofs that would satisfy the Western academic community. Ramanujan, in turn, bombarded Hardy with an endless stream of new ideas and uncanny insights. Together, they made monumental breakthroughs, especially in number theory and the theory of partitions, which deals with the number of ways a whole number can be expressed as a sum of other whole numbers. Their partnership was a beautiful, if sometimes fraught, dance between intuition and rigor, east and west, faith and logic. Ramanujan was elected a Fellow of the Royal Society and a Fellow of Trinity College, Cambridge honors unheard of for someone with his background. He had finally found the recognition he deserved, but the triumph was tragically short-lived. The cold, damp English climate was brutal on Ramanujan's health. As a strict vegetarian, he struggled to find adequate nutrition, a problem made worse by the food rationing of World War I. He was intensely lonely, far from his family and the familiar culture of home. His health began to decline rapidly. In 1917, he was diagnosed with tuberculosis, though modern medical analysis suggests it might have been a different illness, a parasitic infection called hepatic amoebiasis, which would have been treatable. He spent long periods in sanatoriums, his body growing weaker, though his mind remained as sharp as ever, even producing some of his most profound work from his sickbed. In 1919, with the war over, a frail Ramanujan finally made the journey back to India, hoping the familiar climate and food would restore his health. Sadly, it was not to be. Ramanujan's health continued to fail, and on April 26, 1920, he passed away in Kumbakonam. He was only 32 years old. A life that had burned so brightly was extinguished far too soon. But his story doesn't end there. Ramanujan left behind a legacy that continues to shape mathematics to this day. His notebooks, filled with thousands of results without proof, have kept mathematicians busy for over a century, with new discoveries still being unearthed from their pages. Decades after his death, in 1976, another collection of his writings was found, what is now known as the Lost Notebook. It contained even more stunning formulas and theories, further testament to his incredible mind. Ramanujan's work has found applications in fields he never could have imagined, from computer science and physics to cryptography. He remains a symbol of pure, unadulterated genius, a man who saw the hidden patterns of the universe and shared them with the world. Thank you so much for watching this journey into the life of a true mathematical legend. If you were inspired by his story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about the incredible minds that have shaped our world. See you next time.